Eagle Eye News at 6. I'm Julia Murphy.
And I'm Ellie Falconer.
Auburn City Council approved the downtown height proposal at Tuesday's meeting, officially changing the downtown height limit from 65 feet to 75 feet. Before the vote, Mayor Bill Ham suggested there is a bigger issue at hand.
After listening carefully and considering this matter over an extended time, I've come to the conclusion that, and I've heard from a lot of you, that maybe the height is not the biggest issue. Maybe it's about design of the buildings even more so than the height.
To attempt to combat design issues, Ham said the 75-foot approval would be accompanied by a task force that will offer perspective and advice on how to maintain the small-town aesthetic and charm with taller buildings. This is the beginning of the end of a several-year height battle.
The main area of concern is the College Edge Overlay District, which lies 1 block in each direction from Toomer's Corner. Those in favor of the downtown height increase are looking at the big picture and saying that Auburn needs these height limits in order to grow economically. Many developers are pushing for the height increase for future projects that they have in the works.
Those opposed say that the historic buildings bring a sense of community to the downtown district, something that taller buildings would detract from.
Auburn police arrested 43-year-old Willie Bonner Hughley of Cosetta on robbery and domestic violence charges. Hughley physically assaulted a female family member in the parking lot of a business in Innovation Drive in the Auburn Technology Park. Investigation reveals that the victim was confronted by Hughley when she arrived for work, and the verbal confrontation turned violent when Hughley pulled out a knife.
That victim was sent to East Alabama Medical Center to be treated for non-life-threatening injuries. Hughley is being held at the Lee County Jail on a $115,000 bond.
Sarah Collins Rudolph came to Auburn this week to talk about race and religion in the culture of the Deep South and the United States. She is the survivor of the 16th Street Baptist Church street bombing in Birmingham and spoke about her memories of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. on the 50th anniversary of his assassination.
Well, I remember how he would come and stand on the steps of the 16th Street Baptist Church, and how he called the people then to the meetings, to attend the meeting, what was going on in the city of Birmingham. And the people would come in, and they would sing and pray, and they would talk about what was going on in the city.
And what about him as a person?
Well, as a person, all I can say, I really love him for what he did. He changed the nation, really, not just only the city of Birmingham, but the whole nation. He was the one that was responsible for us getting our civil rights and the civil rights bill being passed.
Auburn also held a candlelight vigil and Sanford Hall's bells rang at 7:05 p.m. to mark the time King was killed.
Coming up, a look at A-Day weekend.
You're watching Eagle Eye TV, Auburn's news leader.
For all the papas out there, let's stop what we're doing and take a moment. A moment to be with our kids. They can be loud moments, goofy moments, sporty moments, dorky moments, kooky moments. Moments where we talk or walk or just hang out. It doesn't really matter. They all count, because every time dads take a moment to be with their kids, well, it's pretty momentous. So let's all take a moment to make a moment today.
I'm Ferdinand. You look at me and think big. You think scary, but I'm a little misunderstood. Sorry, I almost killed you. You've all been misunderstood. I'm not a fighter.
I don't understand that at all.
Kids with learning and attention issues like dyslexia and ADHD are misunderstood too. Take the time to understand.
Best plan ever!
The right support, everyone can reach their full potential, because you can't judge a bull by his cover. Learn more at understood.org.
Basketball got some bad news yesterday, and football is preparing to take the field for the first time this year. I'm Nicole Davis with sports. Yesterday, Auburn basketball sophomore guard Mustafa Heron announced he would be leaving Auburn in pursuit of an NBA career. Heron made his announcement on Twitter, tweeting, First off, I would like to thank the man upstairs for making all this possible. I've always dreamed of playing basketball at the highest level, and now he is making all that reality for me. I would like to thank my coaches, teammates, all the Auburn fans, and Auburn University for a wonderful 2 years. Playing on the Plains was an experience like no other, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. With that being said, after discussing with my family, I've decided to forego my junior season at Auburn and enter my name into the 2018 NBA draft with intent to sign an agent. Again, I would like to thank everybody who supported me throughout this process, and I will forever be a Tiger, War Eagle. Heron led the Tigers in scoring this season, averaging 16.4 points per game. Your Auburn Tigers will be back on the field Saturday for their annual A-Day game. The football team has been hard at work for the past month practicing for their upcoming scrimmage. There has been a lot that has happened in spring practices. Throughout the month-long spring practice season, Auburn has suffered 4 different key injuries that may impact them in the fall. Defensive tackle Daquan Newkirk was the first Tiger to go down, tearing his Achilles tendon while doing mat drills right before the start of spring practices. First Tiger to get injured during practices was wide receiver Eli Stove. He would tear his ACL in the last practice before spring break. Wide receiver Will Hastings would also go down with a torn ACL in the team's practice scrimmage on March 24th. Rounding out these injuries would be center Nick Brahms. He would go down a few days following Hastings breaking his leg near his ankle. Considering the vast amount of injuries, you can expect to see many newcomers, including freshman quarterback Joey Gatewood. The A-Day game won't be the only thing happening over the weekend. Auburn is planning to celebrate the return of football in a multitude of ways. The annual A-Day weekend plant sale will kick off the A-Day festivities. The annual event will begin at 7 a.m. on Friday at the corner of South College Street and East Sanford Avenue. The sale hours are 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Friday and Saturday, and 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Sunday. At 5 p.m. on Friday, the newest members, Auburn Athletics legends, will be inducted into the Tiger Trail during a ceremony at Auburn Arena. The 2018 class includes DeWanna Bonner, Kim Evans, Freddie Smith, Jerry Smith, Ben Tamburello, and Susan Nunley. Tickets for the event are $25 and are required to attend the event. One of the most anticipated events to come to campus during A-Day is the Country Rocks the Plains concert, which is sponsored by the Hudson Family Foundation and Auburn Athletics. Country music can be heard on the green space for the Brothers Osborne Friday night. Gates for the event open at 6 p.m. The band is expected to begin at 8:20 p.m. On Saturday, the weekend's main event will take place, the A-Day game. Gates to the stadium will open at 1 p.m. The gate will kick off at 3 p.m. Tickets are $5 for the general public, but are free for students with a valid Ignited card. Fans are welcome onto the field following the game for autographs with the players and head coach Gus Malzahn. To stay up to date on all your Auburn sports, go to our website, eagleeyeauburn.com, or follow us on Twitter at EETV_sports. Up next, a look at how concourse campaigning impacts students across campus. You're watching Eagle Eye TV, Auburn's news leader.
Recently, our country has witnessed catastrophic devastation. Hurricanes and flooding have upended lives and livelihoods.
Across this great country, Americans have answered the call.
That special calling that compels us, when others are down, to step up and do whatever it takes.
America's at her best when, against all odds, we come together and lift each other up.
Please donate to oneamericaappeal.org. America needs you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Many students are annoyed by concourse campaigning. So, is it effective?
Campaigning on the concourse is a very popular and easy way for Auburn organizations to promote their cause, event, or candidate.
Would you like a pencil?
All right, have a nice day. Every Auburn student knows that the concourse hosts organizations to push their causes or promote their events all year round. Campaigners hand out free Scantrons, pencils, candy, and other various food items to grab students' attention. Then they usually give them a flyer describing their event or cause. Auburn students, as well as residents, have mixed feelings regarding concourse campaigning.
I think when you're trying to get from between classes, you don't have a lot of time and you're typically rushed on time. So I think, sometimes it's hard for students to be walking and having to answer questions when they're trying to get from point A to point B.
I'm opposed to concourse campaigning. I think that it might be the best way to get your news out there, but it seems kind of invasive.
But is concourse campaigning actually the most effective PR tactic for Auburn organizations? So I spoke with public relations professor Dr. Brunner to see what her opinion is regarding concourse campaigning and whether she believes it's the most effective tactic.
I think the premise of what they're trying to do in talking to people and engaging people and in perhaps informing people that don't know about their topic, their issue, their candidate, at its crux, there's something meaningful to it. But I can also see how it can become annoying to those people who are walking across the concourse and just trying to get to class. And it can also be intimidating for those students who are like, oh my goodness, I've got to talk to all these strangers. How am I going to find all these people? So I think to be effective, I think the organization or the candidate really needs to be thinking about, okay, what do we really want to get out of this? What are our goals and what are our objectives?
While some students find concourse campaigners annoying, they agree that this strategy is in fact effective. In Auburn, Ellie Falconer, Eagle Eye TV.
Dr. Brunner says she encourages her students to campaign on the concourse, but says not to approach students who appear uninterested.
The Wave mural in downtown Auburn may not be there for much longer. The building that the mural is on recently sold for the proposed downtown development. The idea for the mural was brought to Auburn City Council in 2008 by Auburn student Callie Fold. Fold wanted to leave her mark on the plains and help others do the same. Fold noticed that there seems to be a division of races in classes from Northwest Auburn to the edge of campus. As of now, the fate of the building and the mural is undecided.
The Society of Women Engineers is an international organization designed to promote future engineers.
So Society of Women Engineers is a group of Auburn women and men who kind of come together, and basically the goal of it is to promote women in STEM, especially engineering. Right now we go out and we talk to these younger men and women even, because we try and do both, because we want more people in engineering. Engineering is, the future of a lot of technology and everything, so we really want to push it. One of the biggest things that any engineer, male or female, could get out of our organization is we try and we promote networking. And it's not just for women, and that's one thing that we try and that we emphasize is, yes, we are, but we would like to rather say we are a society for women engineers. And so even if you just think that, women are equal, which is a great thing, because we need men to think that, because we are equal. We can do just what they can. So, having both of them and just giving them internship, job opportunities, like I got my job through SWE, and being able to show people, hey, look at this leadership skills, networking, and everything that you can get from us.
The Auburn chapter of SWE works to encourage both men and women engineers. This organization provides its members with job opportunities and experiences to prepare them for the future careers. With over 200 members, SWE works with all engineering disciplines to provide ample opportunities for every engineering concentration. SWE also works with aspiring young engineers to get them excited for their possible futures in engineering.
This week's Pet of the Week is Casper. Casper is a mixed breed dog who is a little shy but warms up to people when he gets to know them.
Casper loves other dogs but would prefer not to have any cats in his home. He is available for adoption at the Lee County Humane Society. And coming up, teens across the country are having illegal sleepovers. See the strange places they're spending their nights up next.
You're watching Eagle Eye TV, Auburn's news leader.
I believe this is a practical world and that I can count only on what I earn. Therefore, I believe in work, hard work.
I believe in education, which gives me the knowledge to work wisely and trains my mind and my hands to work skillfully.
I believe in honesty and truthfulness, without which I cannot win the respect and confidence of my fellow men.
I believe in a sound mind, in a sound body, in a spirit that is not afraid, and in a clean sport that develops these qualities.
I believe in obedience to the law because it protects the rights of all.
I believe in human touch, which cultivates sympathy with my fellow men and mutual helpfulness and brings happiness for all.
I believe in my country because it is a land of freedom and because it is my home, and that I can best serve that country by doing justly, loving mercy, and walking humbly with my God.
And because Auburn men and women believe in these things, I believe in Auburn and love it.
Have you ever wondered what it would be like to spend the night in a completely empty and closed store? The 24-hour overnight challenge is the latest to hit social media, with thousands of videos of teens and young adults documenting their store sleepovers.
The challenge has people sneaking into stores and restaurants just before closing time and attempting to remain there undetected until the next day. It's causing concerns of missing persons and is having stores crack down on their closing policies. Walmart said they've been dealing with the overnight guests for more than a year, with most hideouts being in toilet paper aisles.
An IKEA spokesperson told the Wall Street Journal, "We appreciate that people are interested in IKEA and want to create fun experiences with us. However, we cannot guarantee safety in our stores after closing hours."
I think it's so funny that most people hide in the toilet paper aisle.
That is pretty funny. And I remember talking to my friends when I was younger about sneaking into IKEA. It would kind of be like a maze hunt.
Definitely would be.
That's all we have for you tonight. Be sure to keep up to date with all the latest news by following us on Facebook and Twitter at Eagle Eye TV and online at eagleeyeauburn.com. And download our newest Alexa skill to hear all the latest headlines. I'm Julia Murphy.
And I'm Ellie Falconer. Coming up, an encore of President Leave's full installation address. Thanks for joining us, and War Eagle.